some stealth, please?
Welcome everybody to another Native Thoughts review. Native Thoughts is here reviewing another movie, another kind of summer movie this time. But before I go on with the review, if you are listening to this on SoundCloud, you can watch the exactly same audio on YouTube video. And if you are watching this video, if you don't have time to look at a screen, you can listen to it on SoundCloud Native Thoughts. And let's get back to the review. The Gallows. Let's talk about The Gallows. It's a found footage horror movie. Again, if anybody has seen my review for VHS or Creep in my reviews, I would mention that found footage is that type of genre that's already needs to kind of go away for a while, or if not, needs to have somebody to redefine it, reimagining it. We amp it up to where it is, and The Gallows really is nothing but a paint by number found footage movie. Jump scare galore, really. That's all it is. It's a simple plot. It's just a group of high school kids, three high school kids. I believe it's Reese, Cassidy, and Kyle, something like that. Reese, Pfeiffer. I know one of them was something like that. Three of them go into. They are high school jocks and high school celebrities, famous people, high school popular, and they are stuck doing extracurricular activities for the play in the play called The Gallows. In a couple years, a few like about 20 years ago, this guy was accidentally hung on the stage play, and since then there's always been the 20th anniversary of The Gallows, and supposedly it's been a haunting tragedy since. And really, it's one of those things where they decide to make their own decisions. Like, they don't want to do plays, they really don't give a fuck. So they decide to just sneak into the school and trash the play. That way they could avoid the next day to do it. And along the way they find another girl who is a major, who's a fanatic, who bumps into him at the same time. And from there on, there is just shenanigans going on with, things happy to be back where it was, and ropes and wood crackling and starting to scare you when somebody just pops into the camera. And this really is just a really mediocre movie. It's really just, they're really amping it up distribution wise to really be a whole scary movie. And it's not. It's really just it kind of gets you mad because the thing they're trying to scare you with, at one point something is just facing in the camera out of nowhere, and then out of nowhere somebody walks into the camera and just scares the shit out of you, and boom, and then you hear ropes and wood crackling and locker room opening and whatnot. It really is a mediocre movie, honestly. I don't want to give away too much because there is some plot lines to be spoiled too, but I don't want to give away too much for it. Whoever wants to see the movie, but it's one of the movies where it makes me laugh, because one of the movies where nobody is like that in high school no more. At least I don't know. At least my years in high school was never like that. But with the bullies, all the jocks, and then you have the nerds who are the nerds who really have still reading glasses, curly hair, and hey, mister, don't bother me. I like science. Excelsior, shit like that, Like, hey, let me be. We're even now, like shit like that. And it kind of seems like a Revenge of the Nerds plot at one point. At one point, I actually thought that whoever was haunting them was actually nerds, which is a bunch of nerds who had show in the movie just getting back at them. That would have been a funnier movie. It would have been entertaining at best. But honestly, for this one, I mean, they try and make the villain, the horror guy, the Charlie, as iconic as he could be, and it's really not that special. Honestly, you spend half the time not even seeing them, and then by the end you get this really atrocious plot line that's so predictable by the beginning, even by the middle. It's just like, I have a feeling something's gonna happen, and it fucking happens. It really is. It's really one of those found footage where the police department found it, and yet they edited it so that way they could fix it and make it to a movie, and it still doesn't make sense by the end. how that even happened. And this really is one of the movies. I mean, if I have to give anything for The Gallows, it's really fucking terrible. That's all. It's really cheap. You could tell it's cheap. They tried to make it cheap without using so much effective, special effects, EF shit like that. They just try their best to scare you with a piece of wood and a rope and fucking noises that's just not even. When Paranormal Activity is kind of more creepier at some point than this shit. This shit's really just people going on, and it's just these kids all just yelling at them. You really don't give a fuck if they died. You kind of they want them to die because they're idiots. They're assholes. They're just they have nothing to deserve to show you that to make you care about them. And this really is one of those simple movies that I honestly don't really recommend. But if you like this type of movies, just watch it at home. But other than that, don't even try to fucking watch it. It's a terrible movie. It's actually not the worst of this year, but it's lame. It's mediocre. It's lame. Don't even go out there. But that's all I really have to say about this. Everybody, you can check out my reviews on SoundCloud and on YouTube. Bye, everybody.